you going to a PLL game, or you just wonder what the experience is like, or maybe you've been to one and you want to see how it's different than mine, I want you to comment those below. Today, let's talk about going to a PLL game day. I went to the Redwoods Chaos game in Baltimore, Maryland at the historic, well-renowned Homewood Field at Johns Hopkins University. It was a fantastic experience. Let's talk about all the sights, the sounds, everything I saw when I walked through those beautiful heavenly gates of the PLL. Inside the stadium, of course, you had the PLL shop where you could get yourself a jersey. There were some other shirts, a lot of hats, there was some lanyards, and there were some fiddlesticks that I had not seen before. I should have taken a picture of those. There were some different fiddlesticks that I hadn't seen before, and a PLL towel. I think there might have been a few other things along the way. There also was the new VUK grip tape. VUK, I think. They had that grip tape booth inside the facility. I was kind of surprised at how small the PLL shop was, to be honest with you. It was about one player per team, so if you weren't really digging that player for that team, you're probably not getting it, but they did have a lot of hats and some other things available for sale. And then they also had, and I guess this is probably dependent upon the situation, which venue you're at, they had a bunch of food trucks inside, so there really wasn't much of a need to leave the venue. The only thing was, the venue did not open till an hour before the actual games had started. So the game, I think it was at 1 o'clock, so at noon, the venue opened. We were able to get inside. So very first thing I did when I walked into the venue, because again, I wanted to see the Redwoods. I was there for the Redwoods. I'm a huge fan of the club. I'm a huge fan of the team, the coaches, the players. I just wanted to check it all out. This was pretty awesome. I literally walked right into the stadium, right back behind the bench, which it's high school fence distance away. I mean, it's a college field, but it's high school fence distance away, college fence distance away from the teams. That was awesome. I literally went behind the Redwoods bench, watching them warm up. I was so close that shout out to Nat St. Laurent. He came over, gave me a little fist bump before the game started. That's how close I was, and boy, was I fangirling there for a moment. Then we started walking around the facility a little bit, just checking out what Homewood was. It's been a long time since I've been there. I guess I was there in 2002, 2003 on that field. Some could say I paved the way for the PLL at Homewood. Probably not. It was kind of cool at this venue again too. I'm not sure, each venue is dependent upon how it is. You could literally walk right to the rope where the players were coming out, so you could see the players coming out for before the game started, or halftime. You could watch the players walking in and out, very close to them, almost rubbing elbows with them. That was a cool experience. Speaking of the players and just being around the team in general, this is time for the slow zoom. Cue the nice fancy music. The PLL is doing a really good job of this. Lacrosse in general has always been an accessible sport. The PLL does that even better by making sure the players are in contact with the kids, the fans. I thought this was awesome, and I shouldn't just say the PLL, the players themselves are just awesome. They were really good for kids. I heard Ryder Garnsey say this before, and I saw it in action. You know, as the game ends, and we won't talk about the game itself, maybe cue a few clips here or there, but after the game was over, all the players came right to the fence, right where all the kids were, and started signing autographs, signing a ton of autographs. Some of them stayed longer than others. I thought that was just such a cool aspect, but it didn't end there. They actually went, after the game, I saw a couple of the players walking down the same walkway that I'm going down, and literally, as they're walking out of the stadium, Jack Rowlett, kid recognizes him, asks him for a picture, asks him for an autograph. He drops right there. He's trying to walk out with his family. He drops right there, takes a picture, gives an autograph. Ryder Garnsey, he just got beat up a ton in this game. He's walking out of the facility with his family doing the exact same thing, giving the opportunity for the kids to have pictures, inspiring and encouraging the next generation. I love seeing this kind of stuff. I can't wait to see more of this stuff. You guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting the youth, for encouraging these kids, and spending that one little moment of time, which is everything to them. Kind of funny story. Poor Cole Kirst, absolute stud on the field. People don't recognize him without his helmet yet, so I saw him walking around without anybody jumping him. Meanwhile, Ryder Garnsy's getting a crowd, but you will be there soon, Cole, because I'm a big fan, and I know a lot of people are. I don't know how to complain about this experience. It really was pretty good. Other than the weather situation, it worked out pretty well. Tickets in the stadium were cool. In our seat, we had second row seats, so I was pretty pumped about that. I will say the cameraman was in my way of the one goal, so that kind of wasn't great. But if you just get tickets to be in the stadium, you can go along the fence. You are literally right there in the action at the end, or I should say, right before I left, the first quarter of the Cannons Water Dogs game, we did go along the fence. That was pretty cool. Other than you need to pay attention because balls come humming in there. There were a couple shots that came our direction. But you literally can stand anywhere. You can walk anywhere. You can see players at any moment. Just a very, very, very cool experience. If you love the PLL, I highly recommend going to one of these events. It really wasn't that expensive for what you get for the afternoon, for a day of activities. Why not spend a weekend there? I could totally see myself doing that next time. Thanks for coming by. I hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know if your experience differed from mine below. If you have any questions about my experience, again, mention them down below, and I will see if I can get back to you as quick as possible. Thanks for coming by this week. Hope you appreciate the video. If you do, hit that like, hit the subscribe, and I love to talk more PLL coming soon. Random thing I didn't know, I think you can buy these mystery bags when you buy your tickets off Ticketmaster. There was a location selling mystery bags. I didn't really understand the conversation I had. It was kind of hard to hear, but I think you can buy them ahead of time, and they have autographed stuff, maybe some other things. That might be worth checking out. Get yourself a mystery bag. Other tip. If you're going in the summer and the sun's out, make sure you bring sunscreen. Ow.